हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू ज्ञान गंगा क्लासेस। और आज हम लेकर के आए हैं क्लास 7 सोशल साइंस में ज्योग्राफी का चैप्टर नंबर 3 चेंजेस ऑफ अर्थ के रिवीजन नोट्स और एक्सरसाइज। ये चैप्टर हमने लास्ट वीडियो में पूरा कवर किया था। एक एक चीज समझी थी, एक एक कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर किया था। आई होप आपने वो वीडियो देखी होगी, और अगर मिस हो गई है तो उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। आप वो कभी भी जाकर के देख सकते हैं और समझ सकते हैं और सीख सकते हैं कि हमने इसमें क्या क्या बातें की थी। इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे इसके रिविजन्स की और करेंगे इसकी एक्सरसाइज। So there is revision notes and NCERT exercise. हमने बात की थी एंडोजेनिक फोर्स की। एंडोजेनिक फोर्स क्या होते हैं? द फोर्सेस दैट एक्ट्स इनसाइड द अर्थ आर द एंडोजेनिक फोर्स। फिर हमने बात की एक्सोजेनिक फोर्स। तो एक्सोजेनिक फोर्स क्या है? द फोर्सेस दैट एक्ट आउटसाइड। On the surface. The earthquake, the vibration that causes the movement of the lithospheric plates, is called the earthquake. Focus, the center point. The center point below the crust is the focus. Epicenter, the place on the surface above the focus, is the epicenter. Weathering, the breaking up of rocks on the earth's surface, is called weathering of rocks. Erosion, the weathering away of landscape by different agents, water, wind, ice, is called erosion. Waterfall, the place where the river or stream falls from the high place to the lower side, like a rock cliff or something like that, is called waterfall. Meander, the large bends formed by twisting and turning of rivers while entering a plain, is called meanders. Floodplains, the deposition of fine soil and other material during flood forms the fertile flood plains. Distributaries, the river approaches to the sea, the speed of river decreases. The river begins to break up into number of streams, called distributaries. Delta, the triangular area where the river splits into many different rivers, the distributaries, and enters the sea, that is the delta. So why do the plates move? The movement of molten magma inside the earth results in the movement of plates. What are exogenic and endogenic forces? The movement of earth is divided on the basis of forces which cause them. The force that act in the interior of the earth are called endogenic force, and on the surface are the exogenic. What is erosion? Erosion is the wearing away of landscape by different agents like water, wind, and ice. The process of erosion and deposition creates different landforms on the surface of Earth. How are floodplains formed? When a river overflows its banks, it results in the flooding of area surrounding it. When it floods, it deposits the layer of fine soil and other materials called sediments, thus forming a fertile layer of soil called floodplains. Then what are the sand dunes? The wind blows, it lifts and transports the sand from one place to another. When the wind stops blowing, the sand falls on a place and gets deposited into low hill-like structure. These are the sand dunes. How the beaches are formed? The sea waves deposits sediments along the seashores. This forms the beaches. What are the oxbow lakes? When the river enters the plains, it twists and turns, forming large bends called meanders. In that time, the meander loop cut start to cut off the river and form a different cut-off lake, that is the oxbow lake. So why some rocks have shape of mushroom? Some rocks have shape of mushroom because of wind. Wind erodes the lower section of the rock and more than the upper section, and it makes it narrow and upper part wide in the shape of mushroom. Floodplains are very fertile. Why? Floodplains are very fertile because many times when river water overflows, it results in the flooding of nearby areas. This deposit layer of fine soil and sediments formed by the river leads to the formation of fertile floodplains. Sea caves are turned into stacks. When the cavities in the sea caves become bigger and only the roof are left, it forms the arc. Due to erosion, when the roof also vanishes and the stack is left intact, that is called the stack. Building collapse due to earthquakes. When the lithospheric plates move, the surface of earth vibrates, and when these vibrations travel outwards from the epicenter in the form of waves, which leads to sudden movement and results in the collapses of buildings. I hope आपको ये चैप्टर इसकी एक्सरसाइज समझ आई होगी, आपने भी इसे कंप्लीट किया होगा. तो आई होप आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो लाइक दिस वीडियो, शेयर इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल इफ यू हैवंट येट.